All right, good morning, everyone. As we look at this slate, this is turned into a bit harder slate than probably most of us were expecting following yesterday's qualifying. We end up having, Cindric, Blaney in the background. Let me mute this on my end. We end up having Cindric and Blaney starting in the rear of the field, and so we kind of, went in there kind of just assuming that, it'll probably want to push those guys in there, and we're probably going to have to use them, blah, blah, blah. Blaney and Cindric will probably score in the 40s. It'll be pretty easy. We just lock them in, blah, blah, blah. As I went through and looked at this race, I really, really started liking builds that have a lot of people starting in the top 16. I don't know how popular that build is going to be. It worked out last year pretty well. It seems in these next gen cars that these guys just can't fucking pass anyway. The fact that, which is the reason why I like Sonoma, I like that we don't have the stage yellows, because we don't have to worry about, idiot teams throwing away, good running positions, things of that nature. But like my first runs were really, really wild, because all my good like lineups, either have 4 guys in the top 10 or like all 6 in the top 20. Like, I love Truex Jr. today. I think it'll be very difficult for Martin Truex Jr. to not have a good day. When we look at Martin Truex Jr., on average speed, he's the fastest car. 5-lap average, he's third fastest. We have, 3-lap speed, because not a lot of people ran a lot of laps and stuff. So, 3-lap speed, he's fourth. But we're going to have long runs in this race. I wish guys could have ran longer. Truex only goes out there, he runs 5 laps, then goes back down the pit lane, makes an adjustment. But that average ranking is something I really want to look at and focus on. At the same thing, or at the same evaluation, we have Denny Hamlin running 14 straight laps. He doesn't even go in and pit at all, and so that bumps his average ranking down to 18th. But still, what concerns me about Hamlin is that, his 5-lap run is 12, where he's 12 fastest in the 5. He's 12 fastest in the 5-lap run. But man, third fastest or 14th fastest third lap, 14th fastest in the 3-lap run for Hamlin. I don't know. I am very concerned about Hamlin and Reddick as well. Like, when I'm looking at the averages and I see a lot of guys who actually ran, 9, 10, 11 laps. Like, we look at Ty Gibbs. He runs 6 laps, goes into pit, runs 2 more, runs 9 total. He's second fastest on averages. AJ Allmendinger, basically the same thing. He runs 6 laps, pits, does 3 more. AJ is 4th fastest. We got Chase Elliott as the 3rd fastest car on average. We got Larson as the 6th fastest. Bowman as the 10th fastest. Justin Haley as the 11th fastest. Man, it really is pointing to, at least for me, just a lot of guys in the top half of the field, because there is such a gigantic discrepancy, specifically when you look at 5-lap runs. This is from Hamlin to Kyle Larson in 5-lap rankings, so like going down the starting grid: 12th, 10th, 4th, 19th, 9th, 6th, 2nd, 3rd, 25th, 5th, 12th, 15th, 24th, 8th, 7th, and 1st. And then once you get to Larson, you have this is the rest of the field ranking in 5-lap average speeds: 17th, 23rd, 18th, 32nd, 29th, 26th, 14th, 21st, 16th, 20th, 33rd, 28th, 34th, 30th, 11th, 27th, 36th, 22nd, 35th, and 31st. So we have a huge discrepancy in speed. I think the difference is pretty massive. When you look at averages, I mean, people starting up front and the top half of the field, their average speeds are in the 79-second brackets, to where you look at the second half of the field, they are pushing high 80s and 81 seconds. And that is pretty brutal. That is pretty rough. I am worried. About the only guys in the back of the field that I would consider playing today would be Justin Haley, Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, and Eric Jones. and I would probably end it there. Um, so at least for me, I'm gonna purposely be aggressive with playing guys up front, hoping that this turns into a track position race, hoping that you just can't pass here. Which, we watched yesterday's race with Xfinity, which I'm glad they finally took those cars there. I was so tilted last night. I don't get tilted a lot, but that was such a masterclass in slate building. I was having specifically before the final yellow, which not a lot of things changed outside of Jones spinning, but looking through those lineups, that was incredible lineup building. Some of the lineups that were winning before that, had Larson, AJ, and Eric Almirola in it. A lot of them had like random ass, like, I mean, good on them, like good random plays starting in the top 10 that stayed up there and worked. And man, I kind of feel like attacking it, being more aggressive today than that. Like, I had let's see. I don't know. I just like the front of the field today. And typically when I see that, I get super, super concerned. And I honestly don't know who's gonna lead. Like, I have very little faith in Hamlin. I have very little faith in Reddick. Like, I have Hamlin projected to lead 8 laps. I'm giving 3 fast laps. I'm giving Hamlin where are we at? I'm giving Hamlin, I got him projected to finish 9th. I got Reddick projected to finish 2nd or 5th. I have McDowell projected as tied for the highest projected finishing guy, tied with Truex. Those are my 2 favorites to win this race. And then it's AJ Allmendinger, and then it's Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson. Those are the main fellers that I see staying up front all day. I think Truex has the best car. I think Ty Gibbs can compete up there. I think AJ can compete up there. My main concern is I don't know if laps led are going to be that spread out. So that's where I'm looking at my lines, and it's either being bumped up that I have laps spread out between like the top 10 guys. Like, I have McDowell with 18 laps led. I have AJ with 14. I have Gibbs with 22. I have Truex with 24. But I have everybody in the top 10 projected to at least lead a lap. And so when I look at that, I'm like, man, that's like anywhere from 3 to 6 lap lead points. Maybe that's pushing these guys. But even like with Ty Gibbs, I'm giving Ty Gibbs 8 Dominator points today, and he's still clear in value even without those. I think he holds on to a 6th place running position all day. I think AJ can work out even if he doesn't lead a ton of laps. I think McDowell works out in a lot of situations. Truex is going to be up there all day. So even with that, like, that was my main concern when I looked at my run last night, was maybe it's leaning too much to the laps led, and it's trying to force all the guys up in the front. But still, like, there's not a lot of scoring on this slate. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 guys projected either in the 40s or 50s. And then I have 1, 2, 3. I got 3 guys for high 30s, okay? So, man, I kind of just want to build up front today, man. Oh, and I have like Haley at 33 points. I have Briscoe at 34. Like, they're close to value. But for the most part, like we're not playing Logano. Excuse me. We're not playing Bubba Wallace. We're not playing Corey LaJoie. We're not playing Ryan Preece. We're not playing Harvick. We're not playing Ty Dillon. We're not playing Bilicki. We're not playing Zane Smith. I don't think you need to chase the place differential today. If anything, that's going to lead you to being pretty different, because I think Blaney and Cindric are going to carry quite a lot of ownership, and that's typically when I like to kind of be underweight on them, when the projections are telling me to not necessarily go to them just right off the bat, versus like, oh, I need to actively get off these guys. Like, I'm interested in it, man, because we're probably going to see Blaney at least like mid 40s ownership. Like, I would be shocked if we see Blaney any less, or anything less than like 45. I like it, man. I like building up front today. Let me look at the... Thank you for the 6-4 you guys here joining me on this Sunday. What's going on? Carter, getting a lot of top 10, but yeah, so same here. Sterling, what's going on? Dave, is it a bad idea to fave 10? I don't even know who's in the 10K range today. Let me look. Shoot, man, I just show up and build. I don't even know what these guys are priced at. We got Larson at 10.6, Rec 10.4. Yeah, so I mean by that question, I don't think that's crazy at all. I don't think it's crazy at all. By doing that, I have 1K. I don't think leaving salary on the table is bad at all. Let me see what this is wanting to do. So for me, my highest projected line uses all 50,000. My next highest projected line leaves 1,100 on the table. Next one is 900. Next one is 600. Next one is 900. 0. 1,300. 1,400, 1,000. So I don't think leaving money on the table is a bad, or I would not be concerned about that at all. Like, why is Truex 8.8? I just don't get that at all. Like, Gibbs is 7. Like, the fact that we have Gibbs at 7.5 and Truex at $8,800 and Cindric at 91. Like, these guys are so easy to get in lineups, man. Should I be playing Blaney or Cindric and Cash? Yeah, I mean, I think. Well, first off, I don't think you should be playing Cash. I think that is a scam. That is a scam. Hey, thank you so much, BVP. Hey, I forgot if it was the week. If I was gone last week, I don't think you showed up to the live show the day before. I know you took down or finished like second in a contest. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I meant to congratulate that, and I just don't think we've been live or we've been here to do that. But congratulations on that finish in that contest. Thank you very much for the super chat, the support for the channel and the live shows. Thank you very much. Probably the most consistent supporter of the channel I think I've ever had. So thank you very much, BBP. How do you feel about Harvick in tournaments? I'm not playing Harvick in tournaments. I don't like it. I am looking specifically at I mean, 5-lap run. I mean, that's really all we have. I mean, I'm looking at both average and 5-lap, just because most guys pitted and the data didn't come. I'd have to manually go through and sort for like any. I mean, average basically just gets you there if you want like a 10-lap or 11, 15-lap run or whatever. But Harvick is fucking slow, dude. Harvick is 29th 3-lap, which is okay. Let's see if he's any better in 2-lap. Nope, he's still 29th fast in the 5-lap. Okay, what is he on the average? He's 31st fastest. So yes, he qualifies 21st. When I see that, like clearly he's not going to finish 31st, but he clearly does not have the speed to push himself in the top 14. You know, he's going to need strategy, get there. Like I just don't see it. I give him like a 19th place finish or something like that. Busher. So let me see where we're at here. Busher's in my highest projected line. What does this want to do with my? I'm probably only going to do like 5 today, because I'm taking on a real. That's going to be a real. I was fucking tilted yesterday. I'm going to get real tilted today if I just run a shitload of lines stacked in the front and somebody fucks up and I just absolutely burn that money. So I'm probably going to do 5. I haven't decided on the 5. I probably will play Busher in one of them. Very similar to yesterday. Like I did 10 lines. 5 had Barry in them. 1 had Eric Almirola. But nearly all the other lines, I mean, I had 4 cash. Or 3 cash. I don't remember. I was so pissed, dude. I was up like $600 before that fucking yellow. And then even after fucking Jones spun out, we were doing so. I was so pissed, man. I was so pissed yesterday. So like today, I'm gonna have Chris Buescher in a line. I'm gonna play the shit out of the guys in the front. I'm gonna absolutely play the shit out of the guys in the front. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna have a lot of Truex. I'm gonna have a lot of McDowell. Let's see, if I'm doing 5 lines, I'm probably gonna have 100% Truex, 100% McDowell. I might even do 100% Gibbs, because I want AJ. I need some of those lines to at least have Blaney and Cindric in them. Busher's $7,900. So I will probably have I mean, probably all 5 of those guys in lines in some form or fashion. I mean, dude, there's a real chance I play lines that have fucking 5 guys in the top 10 today. I am. I really don't think it's going to hurt you, man. When we look at how Sonoma finishes, even with, I mean, this is such a track position race, you can't pass here, which I that's just raced in general, but I like Sonoma. I like Watkins Glen. I like the 2 OG racetracks, not just because we keep going there, but like yesterday, it stayed green. People aren't getting stupid. This race here should stay green, man. I like stacking the front, man. I really, really do. I think I'm going to be really aggressive with that today. And because when you limit the restarts here, which is the issue that we mainly saw during the stage era, throwing the yellow, we'd have a lot of restarts, and it would cause kind of guaranteed chaos in stage 3. Here, the field is going to spread out. Like, we are not going to have side-by-side racing a lot. And so you limit the amount of stupidity that you can do. If a yellow comes out, it's because one guy went off the track. Very similar to yesterday. Like, Earnhardt brought out the yellow by himself. It's not like the field is killing themselves. It's not like we're going to have gigantic wrecks unless we just get like a green-white checkered. But really, we don't have green-white checkers at Sonoma. This race goes green to the end. When you look back at these races at Sonoma, they go green. This is a green race. So if you're building with the track position already in mind, and man, I really, really like it, man. I really do. If I start getting more like fun, like man, the only place differential guys that I like are Cindric, Larson, Blaney, and Jones. I just don't see a reason to chase other guys, man. I think you could very easily get away with just a pool of Truex, McDowell, Gibbs, AJ, Cindric, Larson, Blaney, Bowman, Elliott, Chastain, and Jones. And Buescher. I think if you just use that pool, you could have some very, very good lines that can compete today. I'm not playing FanDuel. Let's see what else. I really, man, it's so weird. I don't have a take on like anybody to win this race. I don't have a feel for like really people like leading. I have no fucking clue who's gonna lead in this race. Like, I don't think Hamlin stays out all day. I don't think Reddick is the de facto like taking over from Hamlin. I don't know. This is a weird slate for me, man. I got like no real gut feeling on like any specific driver. It's more just like a lineup construction and just hoping that I like fumble my way into the winner. Like yesterday with Eric Almirola. No, I was like, we probably need to play him. No faith at all. And it seems to me like when that happens, I have like some of my fucking better days. It's been so weird, especially like it's been more in the Xfinity series, but this is a weird slate, man. Let's see. Any thoughts on Chastain? Yeah, GPP only. Eric Almirola. I'm not playing Eric Almirola. I don't see the speed. 27th fastest, 32nd 5-lap. That's pretty slow. Austin Dillon and Stenhouse. Let's see, Spinhouse, 20th fastest, 24th. Also, I leaned a lot in projections to average ranking and 5-lap. So, I mean, if these guys make drastic changes, which we haven't seen, like practice, I mean, ACS said it himself. 5-lap was crucial last year, and it was, and it's been crucial so far at the road course we've been at for the next-gen car in general. Like, if you don't have speed in practice, you're not competing for the win. So my projections are leaning very heavily to the practice speed backing up what they're doing. And so for me, I don't have any interest in Stenhouse. I don't even know where the hell Dillon is starting. He's starting 11th. 5 in the 5-lap, 19th on average. This is an example like how, so like Austin Dillon, I gave him I gave him. I have him projected to finish 14th today. So I don't have interest to those guys. Can't believe you're a total fade on Larson. Am I? I mentioned he's in the pool. I got Larson projected for 50. I'm gonna have a lineup with Larson in it. I mean, first off, seriously, consider just erasing the names. Just look at projections throughout like the entire, like this whole year, this whole discussion about Larson. I'm so fucking tired of it, man. I think I've played Larson every single slate he's been on, and I have like no ill will towards him. When things haven't worked out, the construction of the lines have carried me across the cash line. When he's worked out, he's been fine, and sometimes you get discount ownership on him. Like last week at Gateway, I didn't even look at practice. I was making lines in the fucking stadium, and I threw 4 lines in. I went 100% on Larson, and like he's like 29% owned. I don't understand why people like. I don't understand why that's such a big deal. Like, do you fade him? Do you not play? I just like, is he projecting to be somewhat decent? Okay, let's like play him. I got him for 50 points today. That's not value in a slate to where you have very limited scoring. You know, there's a real chance that Larson's probably a top 5 or 6 scorer today. Like, why would you not want to have some Larson today? What's going on, Fast Cars, Fast Money? Happy to have you here. Best of luck today is for you guys as well. Thoughts on Kyle Busch? I got zero interest in Kyle. I got zero interest. He was, I mean, that car, you gotta acknowledge when a driver is like unhappy with the car. He was very unhappy with it. He's not liking how he's not liking how it's racing. He's 13th fastest on average speed, starting 12th. Like he's right where he's at. You know, I would project him to be anywhere, probably finishing like 8th to 13th today. You know, can I make that a priority at 10-1? No, not at all. Like, I can't get to Kyle today. Thoughts on Blaney? I mean, I don't really have a thought that is going to be any different from other people in terms of like he needs very little to hit optimal today. What is that, like 44, 46 points or hit value today? 14th best on average, 11th best on 5-lap speed. Cindric, same thing, but it's also a situation where, you know, Sonoma is difficult to pass on. It's going to be an all-day event for them. I don't think we see a Blaney very similar to yesterday, that's why I urge you. This is a race. I know it's boring. I know it's long. I would urge you to take a step back and watch how the scoring changes in lineups. This will be a very easy race to follow in terms of what lineups are doing what, because we're not going to see Blaney and we're not going to see Cindric in, I'm not going to say optimal, if you watch the $15, watch the top 100 lines today throughout the race. I don't think we see a Blaney or a Cindric in those lines until like lap 60, okay? Because they're in the back of the field. It's a very long day getting through the field there. You know, they are very much an end of the race play. Like, I imagine they're going to be pushing to be optimal and pushing to hit value probably like lap like 85 of 110 today. You know, if they run into any issues at all, you know, Blaney might end up get stuck and he finishes like 21st, which doesn't kill you, but it's not going to be optimal. Same thing with Cindric. 9th fastest average ranking. Ran, which is so weird with Cindric. Like, the sumbitch, he ran 5 laps, okay, which is odd, okay? Like, his 3-lap ranking is 22nd. His 5-lap ranking is 22nd as well. He's 9th best on average. Like, that's really, really odd to see. And it leans to the fact that he only ran 5 laps, and that's carried him to be up there. Like, in reality, Cindric might end up being like a 15th, 18th fastest car today. And Blaney might end up being even, like, around the same area, like anywhere projected to finish like 12th to like 20th. You know, like, all I could say regarding your question, thoughts on Blaney, Jim, is based on my runs. You know, it was telling me to at least be underweight on him, which I would be in general. Anytime you have a guy that isn't a guaranteed like a top 10 finisher Probably going to push like 45, if not higher ownership. You might want to be underweight on them. I can see real kinks in the armor. At the same time, I'm going to at least have Blaney in probably 2 of my lines. Same thing with Cindric. But I would want to be underweight on them. I just think it's very, very hard to pass today. I think and going back to like watching lineups, man, if things aren't incredibly stupid, there's a real chance that the lineup winning, or if you have a top 100 lineup on lap 60, that lineup can be there at the end of 110 laps. Once you get past like the first 50 laps, once people kind of work their way into where their running position is going to be, there's going to be very little changes outside of people spinning and wrecking out. And so my main point on Blaney or Cindric would probably want to be underweight on them. I don't think it's worth completely fading them because at least Blaney he's showing enough speed to possibly be a top 16 driver, but I'd probably be underweight on those 2 guys. 6K, 6.5 and under. To be honest, I haven't even looked at pricing at all for this slate at all. Like, I have no idea where anybody falls into. So I have no clue who's in 6.5 or below. Oh, that's a rough range. Am I even getting to that range? Let's see. Who are my? I got Eric Jones, and the reason I'm doing this, I'm just scrolling through of what this thing is telling me. Basically what SaberSim's telling me off of my projections of what price range I'm using. So I'm using Jones a lot as my cheapest guy. I'm using Harrison Burton mainly just showing up. Justin Haley, Todd Gilliland, Eric Jones. Some Eric Almirola. The reason I'm saying this is because you brought up 6,500 and under. I am not using that range at all. I have very, very little interest in those ranges. Like, for example, today I got Ryan Preece for 24 points. Okay? I don't think that's a huge stretch. I don't think that's massive. That's a horrible, horrible value. Fucking value's 3.8. That's terrible. I got Austin Dillon for 26, That's, oh man, yikes, yike-a-roni. That's terrible, So I don't really have a lot of interest in that 6K range at all outside of like Jones. Let's see. Said in a recent for not playing. You said in a recent video we were stupid for not playing Byron and Larson from here on out the rest of the year. So I was just clarifying your stance. Yeah. We're seeing clear. This is a situation where you're not going to walk out into traffic. You're not going to jaywalk in front of a metro bus. So William Byron, he clearly doesn't have the speed today. Doesn't have the speed. Just off the trailer, doesn't have the speed. Not going to contend for a win. No reason to die on that hill. But Larson, Larson has everything showing for him. Just qualified poorly. Messed up his Q lap, ran out or went out. I'm messing that up. He completely fucked the hairpin right off the bat. Had to go back out there, ran a slower lap, completely fucked himself in qualifying. He's starting 16th. I believe Larson will finish top 10 today. I find it very hard to believe that he doesn't. But similar to last year, had the best car. They get him deep in the field. Okay, where does Larson finish? I don't remember off the top of my head. But Larson has the de facto, the best car, the country mile ahead of the field last year. Nobody could touch him. It was over. The guys showed up. I know. What was his name? Not James Small. I forgot who's the crew chief for Truex. But I remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was like, "Man, let's give him a good old skull fucking." Larson was going to give the fucking field a good old skull fucking last year at Sonoma. What happens? They pit him, or they keep him out to get the fucking stage point. He comes out in the mid-20s, okay? Deep in the field. Can't pass at all. He finishes 15th. So, like, and I'm saying this with Larson, but I'm saying that for any place differential play that speed. Like, you can't fucking pass here at all. You know, so yet again, same thing with Larson, Blaney, the Cindric talk that I was talking about. We might not see lines that have Larson competing to be a top 100 lineup until like lap, 88, 85, lap 70, late in the race. Where strategy has helped him get from 16th to 10th to possibly 6th or something like that. I'm gonna have a Larson lineup, but and also look, road courses are not like fuck road courses. Okay, like I'm talking intermediates, I'm talking short tracks. Road courses are a fucking joke of tracks to go off of. So like that is not referring to the Larson Byron. We go back. I don't even know where we're at. Nashville next week. Lock in Larson, lock in Blaney. Okay, but not a road course. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, no stage breaks. Thank God. For value, cheap, Haley, Austin Dillon's. I would go Haley. Dillon's in a wear car. I have no clue. No clue at all. No idea. I gave. Let's see. No clue at all. I'm assuming because Zane Smith is in the front row car, but I have no idea. Yeah, Gillen's in the 51. But even with that, like, Gillen has some pretty decent speed. Like, Gillen can drive his way up to like 20, and we have seen before the Rick Ware cars here at Sonoma and here at the road course in general. Like we would see, where's the other guy at? Like we would see like competent drivers here, like Joey Hand. We saw it a couple times with Ware. I mean, this is like kind of like Wreckfest stuff. But like Joey Hand very easily wheeled that car to like a mid-20s car. This is a situation where the equipment can, or necessarily, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but Gillen can very easily make up for that difference in terms of equipment. I think Gillen can easily finish anywhere from 27th to 24th today, just on his talent alone. I mean, he's got pretty decent speed, man. 24th average, 27.5 lap, 26.3 lap. He's starting to 32nd. Give him those 5 place differential points, if not a bit more, and you can very easily, realistically, see Gillen, start scoring like mid-20s. And that's certainly going to be enough to get him there today. Yo, what's going on, Clutch? Happy to have you here. Besides Tricks, who's your top 3 guys with the best chance? I mean, I kind of already mentioned that. You can just go in the back. I mentioned it kind of maybe like 12 minutes in or something. I went over all the guys that I have projected to lead laps, and that's the hierarchy of those guys that I think are going to win. It's the same. I mean, just look at the top 10 and look at the guys who are good road course racing. I think it's going to be one of those guys that wins today. I don't know. Dude, I just hope Chicago is a fucking disaster. I mean, I hope everybody in NASCAR just hates their life. It's so stupid that we are not going to Chicagoland. It's so stupid we're going to let that track die, and we're going to Chicago in the city. Oh, man. I hope that's a disaster. I hope it's a logistical disaster. I hope, like, some homeless dude climbs the fucking fence and gets hit by a car. Like, I just hope it's a disaster in some form or fashion. Get the Crips shoot up, a grandstand. I don't care. I just hope it's a disaster in some form or fashion. Chicago's going to be so hard to watch. Oh, my Lord, it's going to be hard to watch. Let's see. I mean, just going back, I like the builds being, like, super, super top-heavy today. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Got to take stances here and there. I don't think the field wants to do that. I think the field wants to chase Blaney. I think the field wants to chase Cindric. And I like the idea of playing at least 4 guys in the top 10 today, man. I think that's a fun way to get different. I think it's a fun way to walk yourself into a lap leader. It's just so weird. I have like no faith in Hamlin or Reddick today at all to stay up front. And I have them both projected lead laps too. I just fuck, man. I got Hamlin for 32 points. I got Reddick for 37. Man, I am just concerned about Hamlin or Reddick. But man, the price on McDowell and Gibbs and Truex is just too hard to ignore. Man, it's just so hard to ignore. And if you don't want to go AJ, I think you go Larson. You know, I'm gonna attack it. I'm gonna be very, very top heavy in the starting grid today. Let's see. I should have just went to I don't know why. Like Vegas would be awesome, especially like. Have you guys kept up with the pricing for Vegas? Oh my lord, dude. They're pricing all of us poor people out. That sucks. That was disappointing when I think it was one of the managers, not like floor boss or whatever, but like CEO or COO or whatever for like Caesars, mentioned that the price rising in Vegas is bringing in a better clientele. That kind of sucks, man. They're pricing us out and they're making that place way too expensive to even go and just have fun. If you guys want to have fun and drink and stuff, go to New Orleans, man. Shit's way affordable there. But yeah, like the Chicago, like who asked for a fucking street race in Chicago? I hope it's a disaster. I hope nobody passes. I hope it's just boring. Yeah, and that's why I mentioned if you don't want to play AJ, play Larson, because AJ he's gotten way better now. Okay, I don't know if he's talking to somebody. I don't know what's going on, but we have seen a change in AJ's demeanor. But AJ's gonna have a lot of pressure on himself today, man. Any one man, the dude has like a pebble in his shoe to start the race. He's already downhill. It's already gone. AJ has a real chance of like just completely imploding on himself and having a mechanical failure. AJ is probably the guy that I'd want to probably be the lightest on in the top 10 for that reason. At the same time, he has probably the third highest chance of winning this race. But you kind of always take that with AJ in terms of road courses. When we actually look, I don't know what you're looking at real fast. I'm just going to pull up good old AJ on these road courses. Yet again, at least at road courses, because we don't have to do so much deep diving and shit, you can pretty much always look at racing reference in terms of how these guys are running. So AJ in 9 races, win 38th, 33rd, 19th, 9th, 7th, 2nd, 4th, and 34th. I'm assuming that you are looking at, hasn't had a top 10 since 2012. I'm assuming you're just looking at Sonoma. I would look at how he's doing specifically in colleague equipment recently, and he has, what is that? 1, 2, 3 top 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4 top 10s, and 3 finishes outside the top 19. So I mean, even in the sample size of just him, last 3 years here, it's still very much 50-50 if the guy's going to finish top 5 or just implode. Which is honestly like better odds than other people. Like when you look at like when you look at like Austin Dillon, there's like a 10% chance he like finishes where he starts. Or at least with AJ, you got a 50-50 shot. You got coin flip before you're gonna get. Very similar to like Joe, like just yesterday. Same thing. Same argument can be made with everybody yesterday that you like should have played very much all like a 50-50 chance of wrecking anybody else with like a lower, not wrecking, with like a 50-50 chance of finishing like in the optimal or finishing well. I'd much rather play those guys here at plate races than a guy that has like a 10% chance of like working out. Like Ryan Preece, a very little chance of actually working at A. Let's see. Yeah, cheapest tickets was like $100. Okay, well they have maybe it was, I kind of want to say in the Luxor. I don't remember who it was. their final wave of tickets came out like 3 weeks ago or whatever, and I think for one person for like 4 or 5 days it was like 8,000, 7,000 with the resort like that you stay at and stuff. I mean, it's still several $1,000s. I think like premium stuff was that like 100K stuff. We can stuck between 9.1. What the hell is that? 9.1 and 7. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Jason. If you could clarify, that'd be good. Yet again, thank you guys very much for spending your Sunday morning with me. It's getting close to the top of the hour, so I'll be live for probably like 5 more minutes and stuff. I think my opinion and my approach for today has been talked about. I think you guys know kind of where I'm at. 10K. Yeah. All right, cool, Sterling. Yeah, you put 100K, and I was like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw some really expensive stuff. I could be wrong. What else? Man, I just kind of going back. I like Gibbs. I like Truex. I like McDowell. If any of those guys have a terrible day, you already know that I'm probably not going to cash. Specifically in races like this where it's so top heavy, if any of those guys have an issue, the fucking line is dead. The line is not even going to cash. It's not even going to be there. DK price. Oh, okay. So what is that? 9-1 to 7-8. Well, that's like the whole fucking field, my guy. 9-1. So you got Cindric in play. You got Truex in play. You got Blaney in play. You got Buescher. You make an argument for Bowman. I haven't talked about him, but like you can make arguments for him. You got McDowell. That's 7-4. Okay, so I mean you got 5 guys that I can identify between 9-1 and 7-8 there. I don't really know what else to say there. My fade in Elliott today, not because any specific reason. Where's Elliott? Starting 10th. I got Elliott projected to finish. I got him for 5th today. I got him for 5 laps led, 2 fast laps. Going to be scoring anywhere. I think that should be like 46.5. No, that's him projected to finish 6th. So that's 46.1. Issue like with it's the same price in here, and yet again, this is where I don't know if it's me giving laps led to so many people. Like that's 5 laps led, 2 fast laps for Elliott. Realistically, he doesn't get those laps led, but that's 1.25 points. Okay, fast laps, roughly 1 point there. You take those away, that's a score of like 43 points. That'll still be at like a top 11 scorer, man. If he scored in the 40s, he's outscoring people. So just for me, I haven't gotten to Elliott. I don't think I'll end up playing him, but this will really turn into just a absolute like just fit in high scoring guys regardless if they hit value or not. So I mean, Elliott can make a real run to finish. Maybe like a top 8 scorer. I don't know, man. When I envision how points end up distributing and how these drivers rank at the end of the day of DraftKings points scored, I think Elliott will be a top 11 DraftKings scorer. I just don't know if he's optimal. Like when you look at the end of the day, he might be like the 8th, 9th best scorer, but his price doesn't get you in, or he gets outscored by other people. I just didn't end up getting to Elliott due to those types of reasons. Like really splitting hairs at the top. I think it's a safe play. I think it's very. I don't think your lineup is ruined because of Chase Elliott today. That's my 2 cents there. Bell, Chastain, or Hamlin based on speed. Well, let's take a look. I'm assuming it's going to be Chastain, but that's just me going off the top of my head. So Bell, Chastain, Hamlin. Not be Hamlin. They're also, both the Toyotas are really slow, which is so odd that Truex is so fast. So Hamlin is 18th best on average, 12th best 5 lap. Bell is 25th average, 19th fastest lap, or 19th 5 lap. And then Chastain is 15th average, 7th best 5 lap. So in terms of like safety and stuff, Chastain is probably the guy I'd go with. Between those 3 drivers, it would probably be Chastain. I'd rather have Chastain driving from like 15th to 10th than certainly having, Bell finish 6th or Hamlin finish 6th, because that'll kill your day. That'll absolutely kill your line. That's why it's such a risky play, being so top heavy. If any of those guys in your line have an issue and like drop to 26, the line is killed. The line is not even close to cashing. Like that is, so that just, it's kind of why I kind of like that. I don't think people want to do that, man. Like last year's race, I'm pretty sure I looked back at. Let me look real fast. Yeah, last year's race. Look at here. We'll put. Let me remove this and remove that in case I misclick. Actually, I talked about it in the previous video as well. But like, this is real, man. Like, look at these guys maintaining their positions up here. That's real. This is real. Fastest car not being able to get through the field. That's real. Tyler Reddick has an issue, but nobody who qualifies in the top 20. This is Kyle Busch and Hamlin pitted at the end of the race with like 5 to go in case we got a late yellow so they could jump the field. But these guys are running like in teens or low 20s. But man, for the most part, if you qualify up front, you are going to run up there. Like Cole Custer stayed up front up until I think pit road. He had a pit road issue or something happened with Custer. But Custer was up there. Like, this is a tough place to pass at. So I think people hold on to track position. When we look at place differential that came through, yeah, Cindric came through. That might push people to him. That might push people to Harvick. But for the most part, we're seeing guys maybe have like a max of like 8 place differential points. Jones, 32nd, 22nd, that's 11. Probably made him, he probably, depending on what his price was, either argued to be optimal or not. But man, there's not a lot of passing at this track. So I think that kind of sums it. Hey, thank you so much for the super chat, Pat. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. I was just about to end the live stream too, so I'm glad that you hopped in here. Any Stenhouse, he's been doing very well recently. That is a no for me. We can look. Yet again, I almost never factor in recent. I use road courses as its own animal. They don't factor into recent track history or recent form for me. I don't even look at them. I don't look at recent history entering road courses. This is our own animal. Stenhouse 7th place at Austin is notable. Everything past that, even like 7th place today doesn't get you there. So I have no interest in Stenhouse, man. He's gonna need he needs a what is it called? He needs an anomaly type of day to work today, like an anomaly, like good, like way better than normal. He needs to go out and like perform way better than normal to be considered today. Let's see, Jim Larson, Elliott, Blaney, Busher. Guys, dude, you gotta get off of Dylan, man. You don't have a lap leader in that, which is concern. You need the lap leader today. Yet again, that I guess is as good as mine, man. I don't have a feel on any lap leader at all. I'm just hoping I land on him playing all these fucking guys in the top 10. But you don't have a lap leader in that lineup, which you absolutely need today. And you have Dylan. I would trade out Elliott. I'm not going to build a line for you, but I think you should prioritize Truex at some point. I think you should chase McDowell, possibly even AJ as a possible lap leader with that line, Jim. So very quick, I think I am going to call it a show here. 96 guys here. Thank you very much for being here, supporting me. BVP, thank you very much for the continued support through Super Chats. Thank you very much. Pat, thank you very much as well for the $20 Super Chat. And I will see you guys probably in the No, we're off next week. We got F1. Do you guys want an F1 live show? I'll do an F1 live show. I probably will. But we're off next week. And then we go to Nashville. So enjoy the break. Enjoy whatever you guys want to do. And I'll see you guys with whatever next live show I do. It's either for the F1 race on Sunday or, which it probably will, or Nashville. So I see. Or is Nashville even? I'm saying Nashville like I know what I'm talking about. It's going to be embarrassing if we go to Atlanta first. No. Woo. All right, cool. We go to Nashville, so I don't have to cover my face and act like I'm an idiot. So I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good day.